Annyeonghaseyo and welcome back to my channel. I will be your K-drama queen for today. And in this episode, we'll be talking about a drama that I have developed a love-hate relationship with over the past few months. As some of you may know, I've been wrapping up my undergraduate degree, I've been writing my dissertation, and the last thing I needed was a drama that would completely take over my life and make me want to watch it 24/7. But that's exactly what happened. I also stumbled upon it completely by accident. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I study, I like to put some music on, and the way I do it is I type in the first K-pop song that comes to my mind on YouTube, and then thanks to the beautiful autoplay function, similar songs just keep playing and playing and playing, kind of creating a playlist. So that's how I stumbled upon these soundtracks to this amazing drama, and I was sold 100%. I had to stop everything I was doing, I had to research where these beautiful songs came from, how can I listen to more of them, and that's how I discovered Rebel, Thief Who Stole the People. Overall, before any spoilers, honestly, I would give this drama a very, very high rating, probably an 8 or a 9 out of 10. And yes, it wasn't perfect by far. There were certain parts of it that unfortunately kind of sunk and were a bit boring, but at the same time there were so many amazing themes that the drama revolved around, and the actors with their acting and the production and the script and the plot, everything was so good and on such a solid level that I honestly feel like I'm going to rewatch this drama at some point in my life. It really was that good. And with that said, here comes a spoiler alert! I hope you guys understand that in order for me to give a comprehensive review, I need to give you guys spoilers. We need to talk about what happened at the end, at the beginning, in certain details. So yes, if you have not seen this drama, pause this video, go watch it, come back, and we will have loads of fun together. In every single one of my reviews, I start talking about the plot with my first and last episode test, and this drama passed with flying colors. It was so good. The beginning and the ending just created this perfect synergy, and whatever themes and arcs and plot lines that were set up in the first couple of episodes were completely resolved by the end, and that's something I absolutely loved. I hate unanswered questions, I hate unresolved plot lines, but thank God there was none of that in this drama. As I mentioned, I stumbled upon this drama completely accidentally, and mind you, I'm not Korean by any means, so I did not grow up with Korean folklore stories, so I didn't know who Hong Gil-dong was before starting this drama. So honestly, at first, I thought that Amoge, who is his father, would be the main character throughout the entire drama, so yeah, I was a bit confused there. But I caught on really quickly because the beginning was so well done. The first episode was so calm and innocent, but then at the same time, it really set out the stage for all the bad things and all the misfortunes that are gonna happen because of this very strict social hierarchy in Korean society at the time. So it was interesting for me to watch not only from a viewer perspective, but also from a perspective of someone who's really interested in history. I thought it was so fascinating, and of course, Amoge's character stood out so much. He was such a great embodiment of this perfect father and a perfect husband, and the way he treated his wife and the way he cared about his family. Man, I've never seen anything like this in any other drama. One moment that stuck with me the most was when the whole family was eating and the wife was actually not supposed to be eating at the same level as the men in her family. So all their food was placed on these little tables and her food was on the floor, but Amoge took her bowl, put it on the table, and with that gesture, he showed how much he cared about her, how he valued her, and how he actually thought that she was equal to him to a certain extent pertaining to that time frame. Yeah. So that was incredibly heartwarming for me to see. There were so many controversial things that were meant to kind of throw us off track and make us not like Amoge when he killed his master. That was a pretty big turn of events. I personally did not turn away from Amoge at that point. I thought it was completely logical. I thought it was completely justified to do in that situation, and in no way, of course, I'm justifying killing, but at the same time, I could really understand what he would be going through having lost his wife because of some stupid incident with that terrible person. Oh my god, he was probably the worst character in this drama by far. That cousin, distant uncle, whatever, that you guys know what I'm talking about, the one who like pushed her on the rock or whatever. I was so mad. But yes, I can talk about the first episode forever. Let's move on to the last episode. Like I said, it was such a perfect conclusion, and it wasn't a perfect conclusion only because every single plotline was kind of resolved and everyone got what they deserved, whether they're a good character or a not so good character, but it was actually because the emphasis of the entire drama was kind of taken away from Hong Kil-dong and it was given into the hands of the people. The last few episodes really focused around the power of the people. The things that they can do when they're empowered, when there's a greater force pushing them and enabling them to do anything they can. It was such a pleasure to watch these poor people being empowered and feeling like they can actually do something and that they can stand against the king. The last few episodes were just absolutely perfect in my humble opinion. Still speaking about the last episode, but moving into the characters, I was very, very happy how the writers introduced Mori and they gave him the same powers, the same physical powers as Hong Kil-dong had. In that way, they showed us that Hong Kil-dong is not special because he has these powers. He's not special because he can handle an entire army with his one hand. It's more about his love for the people, it's more about his character, how empathetic he is, and how righteous and justice-loving he really is. So that really set these two characters apart who fundamentally had the same powers. It's just Mori was unfortunately kind of pushed off track by his terrible father and then all the guys that he associated himself with who ended up being bad guys. And this was another plotline that I thought was really interesting and a theme that emerged here where a lot of the paths that we end up choosing in our lives, they are really coincidental. Sometimes things just happen and we follow that path, and it's really, really important to have good people around you to kind of lead you towards the right way, which is what happened with Mori in the end, and I was really happy about that. He really ended up fitting well with the whole Hong family, and speaking of the Hong family, oh my god, the best supporting cast I've ever seen in any drama. Every single one of them was so distinct and so funny. I mean, from the Hmong to Kutse, who were so hilarious. Every single time there was a little comedic relief. I thought they were so well placed. I really, at some points, were worried that one of them is gonna get killed by the writers just to add this drama, and I was just like sitting there every episode with my fingers crossed like, no, they're too good, I can't even pick which one I could let go in case the writers decide to kill him off. I mean, all of them were so lovable, and I really, as a viewer, got so connected to them throughout the drama that all of them literally became like my family as well as Hong Kil-dong's. So props to the writers creating that scene where Amoge decided to initiate this blood oath, creating this family so that Hong Kil-dong could actually grow up with this family and have people to fight for, to have something to protect and actually channel his powers into the right path, which is exactly what was missing from Modi's life. Moving on to female characters, honestly, I don't have any complaints to the actresses. All of them played really well, from the little ones to the grown-up ones. In terms of characters, I was not a fan of Gonghwa's, or how we later came to know her, Noksu's character, but that is only because I personally believe in developing the relationship that you have instead of running away from it and trying to look for something else. She seemed like she had a lot of trauma from the past. When Kil-dong entered her life, he really was able to show her that she's not just a prostitute, she's an artist. She's worth being loved and cared for, and to me, she just felt scared and she ran away. All of her interactions with the king were a lot more interesting to me actually than her interactions with Hong Kil-dong, because those were just like passionate love. We've all heard about it, we've all experienced it, whatever. But with the king, her relationship was really interesting and really intricate. First, of course, she entered the palace because she had this thing that she wanted to do. She wanted to take revenge, which she ended up doing. And then it felt like she couldn't let go of the palace anymore. It felt like she wasn't really trapped because it was of course her choice, but she started developing these motherly feelings for the king because the king was perceiving her more as a motherly figure. He was seeking solace in her. So their relationship was really peculiar to me. And speaking of relationships, I was actually not a fan of Ga-ryung's and Hong Kil-dong's relationship at the beginning. I really hated how clingy Garyong was, how she just was so annoying and she was just there when Hong Gil-dong didn't want her to be there. I felt like it was a little bit too much because at some points he really actually didn't need her. It was getting on my nerves a little bit. It was also a really nice example how perseverance actually does pay off, and if you really do have feelings for someone, I think it is worth trying to show them who you are and what you have for them in stock. In the end, I'm pretty happy that he ended up being with Garyong. Then Noksu, she was a little bit of a complicated character. She's just way too complicated for him. He's a simple fella, Garyong is a simple girl. You know, they just fit each other perfectly. In a very twisted way, I also enjoyed this whole mystery of Hong Gil-dong's little sister and us not knowing until like the very end which one of the young girls it really was, and then Garyong actually making a mistake and thinking it was one and then the other. That was pretty well done. I think that added a little element of excitement and mystery to a plot that was kind of starting to become a little bit boring. And unfortunately, that's what happens to a lot of dramas which are first historical and second a little bit longer than regular ones like the 16 or 20 episode ones. It is bound to become boring at some time. It is bound to kind of like sink and then go back up, and that's exactly what happened with this drama, and this added element of mystery really boosted the excitement of the overall drama. So well done, writers. Overall speaking, in terms of characters, I feel like there literally wasn't a single character that I could complain about. There was no one who stood out to me as acting badly or being out of place or the character just being useless in a way. None of that. This cast was absolutely perfect in my eyes. And I wish I could talk about every single character separately, but then this review would be like 3 hours long. A few scenes I do want to point out, and the first one is of course the time when Amoge has left Hong Gil-dong and it was on a mountain and they were talking. It was probably one of the most heartbreaking moments in the drama, but it was also very powerful, and there were so many moral and ethical themes raised in that conversation alone. It was such a pleasure to watch. Another memorable scene to me was when Noksu was already expelled from the palace. She was wearing all white and she was walking together with her first lady, the old one that was taking care of her, you know who I'm talking about. And she just started singing in the middle of the street as people were throwing rocks at her. I feel like that was really a good conclusion for her as an artist. In terms of production, I have absolutely no complaints. I am in complete awe at how it was made, at how it was filmed, edited. The costumes were perfect, the environment was perfect. I really felt like I was there with the characters in the olden day Korea. Most of the special effects were really well done. Some of them were a little bit exaggerated, like in the fight scenes where Hong Gil-dong like jumps off the roof and he's like, "Husha!" He's gliding across the sky like very slowly. I understand why they do it. It's kind of like this tribute to the olden martial arts movies. In terms of soundtracks, we talked about them already. Man, so good. This is the first time a soundtrack made me want to watch a drama and not the other way around. So this really says a lot about the soundtracks. In terms of miscellaneous things, I don't think I have anything to say. This time around, I didn't watch the drama very carefully with my phone next to me and like writing down little awkward things. And honestly, there weren't a lot of mishaps in that sense. The producers and the writers really did a good job trying to not mess up in any situations. And considering how this is a historical drama, I could see how they would put more attention into that. There were a lot of funny moments, but you guys who watch this drama already know about them. What's the point of me recycling it all to you? But yeah, overall, this was a very worthwhile drama. If you haven't seen it yet and you watch this review, I still think that you should watch it. You will really enjoy it. It is one of those dramas you can watch with your entire family or on your own. It's really powerful. There's so many themes, and the most central one was of course about family, so cherish your family, enjoy spending time with them, have a wonderful day, wonderful week, and do let me know what you thought about this drama. Did you like it? Did you not? Did you agree with what I was saying? Or do you have something else to say? The comment section is all yours. Hit those comment buttons and like buttons, and yes, I will see you all very soon, later this week, and bye! Annyeong!